not be able to see it, but I'm sure if you look well, you can read it. I said, "Good afternoon, brethren. Please kindly cancel my broadcast with DSA scheduled for the 20th if you have not already done so. I am no longer interested." And that is when I walked away from the platform. So Daddy Freeze and all the minions that are lying, get it straight. I was never driven from ADELAJA's platform. I walked away when I found out that he had no integrity. He was a hypocrite. He wasn't sincere. He was criticizing others when he was doing the same thing, and he was just worse than many of the people who he was even criticizing, because he was presenting himself as a wolf in sheep's clothing. All right, so now let's move on. I want to play a video for you so that you begin to understand the kind of person that ADELAJA is. You heard when Yusuf was saying, you know, when you speak something with your mouth, one thing, but you do something else. And like I said before, you need to understand that for one to be a minister of the gospel, a genuine minister, he must know the truth, speak the truth, and he must live the truth. If he knows the truth and lives the truth but doesn't speak the truth, the worst you can accuse such a person of is being a compromiser. He's just compromised. But if he knows the truth, he speaks the truth, but doesn't live the truth and lives contrary to that truth, then he's a hypocrite. That is who he is. And in the worst scenario, he's a wolf in sheep's clothing. Now watch this video, and I want to do some kind of analysis, but I just want you to play fully first, about 5 minutes. Watch it fully, then let's go back to do the analysis so that you know the person we are dealing with here.
So when you are thinking something, it must.
Okay. Listen very carefully. ADELAJA is telling us that you have to question things. He's telling us that you need to. Let me just give you a summary, because I don't want to pause it when it first plays. I want to listen to everything, but I want to give you a background. Here, ADELAJA teaching here that, you know, you need to be able to question your leaders. You need to be able to question things. You need to be able to question what you hear. Even for me, question me. Question. You need to be able to think. When you stop thinking, you lose your mind, right? Sweet talk. That's what the people love. That's when they tell you, oh, because he preaches the truth. But Jesus detests this kind of hypocrisy you're about to see. Now listen.
So when you are thinking something, it must be in the direction of getting an answer for yourself. That is why the ability to ask questions is one of the greatest qualities God has given to you. You mute your brain. You mute your reasoning without asking questions all the time. So to think is to ask.
True.
To think is to ask questions. And once you don't ask questions, if you have been reduced to one that never asks questions, it means you are one that never thinks. Question things for yourself, for your own good. So if you are still questioning yourself, at least question your actions, question where you are, question your environment, question what you hear, including from me. That's why we Christians, we must begin to challenge our pastors and anybody you listen to, either they are professors or pastors, whoever they are, either they are in your school. Okay, we have Sheyi here. Where are you calling from, my brother?
Hello?
Yes, where are you calling from, sir?
I'm calling from Lagos.
Okay, please, we are hearing your contribution.
Lagos, Nigeria.
Yes, please go ahead and talk.
Yes, I'm on to DSC platform.
Yes, sir. This is Pastor Sunday ADELAJA talking to you right here.
Okay, yeah, Pastor Sunday, I have a few questions for you.
Please.
Number one, I was wondering, why do you block people off the page if they say something that is a bit contrary to your view?
That is exactly the reason why I'm going to put you off right now. Okay, next one. Because I'm not foolish, my dear. I'm not foolish that some of you have been sent here to disrupt what we are doing. And we are not going to give any agent of darkness platform. We are going to block you off. If you want to talk, go and talk on your own platform. Question your actions. Question where you are. Question your environment. Question what you hear, including from me. 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 So, to think.
Brethren, you saw that, right? You just saw that. Now, this is what makes. These are the things I began to observe about ADELAJA that made me know that, this man was not serious. Fantastic message, as you can see. Fantastic message, yeah? All right? Question what you hear, even from me. You heard him say that, right? This is why you must begin to challenge your leaders. Whoever they are, challenge your pastors. Now, this guy simply called. Now, you see how respectful he was. He said, question. You must ask questions. Now, you see why this separates the message from the messenger is very satanic. You can't be teaching somebody what you yourself cannot exemplify. You can't do that. Are you just saying that because you want people to question only them at Deboye or Yedekpo and all that? But you said you question even from me. And this guy was so polite and just said, Pastor Sunday, I would like to find out, why do you tend to block people off your platform who don't agree with you? That was it. Now, Pastor Sunday has performed the greatest magic I've ever seen in human history. He converted a brother to an agent of darkness. The moment the brother called in, he was a brother. What can I do for you, brother? The moment the brother asked a question, he became an agent of the enemy. Can you see the kind of person we are dealing with here, brethren? Remember Yomi's call? When Yomi called in, remember what Dr. Sunday was saying about Flair? But why would you be listening to the enemy? Flair became an enemy, but when he was chatting with her, asking her to be his lover, a suitable lover before he gives her someone else, he didn't know that Yomi was Flair was an enemy. This is what makes this man very dangerous, amidst the false humility, the false piety, and that he presents to the world. This is why Ulysses Storff had to write what they wrote about him. This is why the likes of Aarons had to distance himself from him. Let's just play that again. I want to just make some comments.
Think is to ask. To think is to ask questions. And once you don't ask questions, if you have been reduced to one that never asks questions, it means you are one that never thinks. Question things for yourself, for your own good. So if you are still questioning yourself, at least question your actions, question where you are, question your environment, question what you hear, including from me. That's why we Christians, we must begin to challenge our pastors and anybody you listen to, either they are professors or pastors.
So you hear what he's saying. That's why we Christians must begin to challenge our pastors. It doesn't matter whoever they are, whether they are professors or whatever. Whoever they are, challenge them, including him, right? So, in other words, if I go on DSA's platform to say, DSA, I have an issue with this. I have an issue with this. I don't like what is going on here. I have a problem with this. It means that based on what he's saying, I should be able to challenge him, right? I should be able to question things, including from him. Now, why then is DSA blocking this guy? Because this guy is asking a question, a very polite, civil question. Now, I'm playing this too so that when I play my video, it will give you a background context to how DSA maltreats people with his aggressiveness and then twists the story and the narrative and sell that lie to his congregation. And the congregation, like, if I say zombies now, I don't really know, because I'm trying to find the best words to use that maybe be close to zombies or whatever, so they will not say, but it, like something like that, you understand? They just suspend their brains and they don't even reason and objectively analyze the issue. They just take that false narrative and then begin to demonize that other person. And you tell me that that's not a cult? Now let's listen. Now he said, Listen to the magic he performed here.
Whoever they are, either they're in your school, probably. Okay, we have Sheyi here. Where are you calling from, my brother?
We have Sheyi here. Why are you calling for my brother? So how does Dr. Sunday perform such magic within 3 seconds? I've never seen that kind of magic before. He's a brother. When he calls in, the moment he reveals why he's calling, which is a simple question, he turns to an agent of darkness. Brethren, how do you explain this kind of magic? Let's go on. Listen.
Hello?
Yes, where are you calling from, sir?
I'm calling from Lagos.
Okay, please, we are hearing your contribution.
Lagos, Nigeria.
Yes, please go ahead and talk.
Yes, am I on to DSC platform?
Yes, sir. This is Pastor Sunday ADELAJA talking to you right here.
Okay, yeah, Pastor Sunday, I have a few questions for you.
Please.
Number one, I was wondering, why do you block people off the page if they say something that is a bit contrary to your view?
That is exactly the reason why I'm going to put you off right now.
Now, brethren, let me ask you a question. Does that even make any sense at all? Does that make any rational sense at all? Follow the whole trend. This is absurd. It doesn't, it's so, and you see, this man is an intelligent man. We know Dr. Sunday knows better. Dr. Sunday, why do you tend to block people off your platform who don't agree with you? That is the reason I'm going to put you off right now. What is the connection? That is absurd. That is insane. This is a man that is hiding behind the shadows because of the many things he's afraid of. The guy is just simply asking you questions. He's only just asked you the first question, and you're putting him off, and you've branded him a messenger of Satan. This is why Mayowa has this same kind of spirit, because it's Sunday ADELAJA that is transferring this spirit to them on the platform. If Sunday ADELAJA had the true godly, virtuous spirit, he would have passed these things down to the people that are doing the broadcast. But if you look at them, they are like this. Most of them are like this. Insultive. He's not insulting here, but you see, he endorses it because he keeps quiet. He doesn't say anything. They insult people. They exude such hateful spirits on the platform. You go everywhere, you see them. And many of them, they double up. Daddy Freeze's followers and ADELAJA's followers, they're like that because they also pick that spirit from Daddy Freeze.